finished packing up. This is Julius Anthony's apartment. As we've showed you in previous stories, TV5 received a tip that he came back to his apartment today and was moving out. It's the same day the prosecutor announced that Anthony has 10 days to register as a sex offender to avoid the risk of an arrest warrant being issued. Anthony resigned as an administrator in the Flint School District after it was revealed on his background check that he had a child molestation charge on his record.
No.
Are you unloading Mr. Anthony's house? Are you unloading his apartment?
You better get out my face.
They blocked our view inside the apartment complex.
Thank you.
Then when they pulled away, they stopped at the back of the building, and look what happened. Mr. Anthony, are you going to register as a sex offender? I just went up to the vehicle. I don't know if you heard, but they were saying, get in the car, get in the car. I'm almost positive that was him. They tried to block the window. I've seen him before at school board meetings. That was him. They were acting very frantic, trying to block the window from letting me see who was in there. I said, Mr. Anthony, is that you? I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that I identified him myself. And the way they were acting about him, trying to get him into the car, that was Mr. Anthony who just got into that vehicle. In Flint, David Custer, WNEM, TV5.
Guilty.
Now, having seen that, do you think that this Julius Anthony, the sex offender, has any intention of registering as a sex offender in the state of Michigan? He's just getting out of town. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. But even if I am wrong, and he chooses to register under the Michigan law, I still think Leighton made a mistake in giving him a pass when he should have been prosecuted. Incidentally, I wanted to mention to you that David Custer worked with Jim Kirchner, and you could tell the way he pursued that story. That was a tremendous job he did. No one else had that story. Custer did a tremendous job, and he and I think I can say honestly that Kathy Saffron for Channel 12 are the only two remaining investigative reporters that'll get in your face if you're trying to con them. That's left in Flint. And certainly Kirchner will be going to another station in the area soon. I can't tell you because they're still working on the deals, but he'll be back. He'll be back, and he'll have a bigger territory. Now, here's another thing. If Milton himself knew about Anthony's record, and Kurtz and Leighton told me they were trying to check that, because Leighton told me, and it turns out not to be true, that he was going to prosecute Anthony, and he was going to prosecute, or he was investigating Milton to see if he had any information that Anthony did have this sexual record. And if he did, he was going to prosecute Milton. I don't know what happened to that, because he could be charged with conspiracy to violate the sexual register law. Conspiracy with Anthony to violate it, which is be a 4-year felony too. You know, frankly, I'm going to say something I don't want people to misunderstand. It's not a racist remark. I live in the Flint School District. I live around many kids that go to school at the Flint School District. Nice young kids and great neighbors. But frankly, if this were a white school district, in my opinion, and any of these faults occurred, Milton would be gone and the board would be recalled. Don't our children living in the Flint district deserve the same type of outrage that you get someplace else? How can we allow this to happen? Our kids deserve better. I don't care whether it's African American children or white children. They deserve all the protection we can give them. I think the board's kind of nonchalant attitude about Milton lying on his application, and Milton not checking Anthony, and then Anthony coming in here. All these things are just outrageous. Our kids deserve better. Well, let's go on here. Oh, I do want to, just stay with the schools a moment longer. I can't help but comment on the mercury spill at Northern High School last week that exposed about 1,300 youngsters and 100 teachers to severe injury and even death in some cases if it was bad enough. Such an accident is even more dangerous than a bomb, since its danger is transmitted through air ducts, cracks in the floor, openings in the doorway, and from persons that have been exposed to persons who have not. The response to this problem was airing out the school for 5 days before the children and the teachers were allowed to return. Here in this particular case, air wasn't a priority apparently, because what they did is they took the kids on the 3rd floor and put them in the gymnasium or the auditorium or whatever and locked down the whole school, left the kids on the 1st and 2nd floor there, kept them there for a couple hours until it was time to go home. Was this the best approach to protecting the students and the teachers? If fresh air is the antidote to mercury fumes, then why in God's name were the students kept in a lockdown building where they had mercury, poison, fumes blowing